Hannah is a 16-year-old little girl, not so little I guess anymore. She's been diagnosed with Down syndrome and has some hearing loss as well. On the day she was born, she kind of had a few telltale signs, and so the nurse asked if I wanted a pediatrician because they can't tell you. And I said yes. So about 2 hours after she was born, we got the diagnosis. It was a bit of a shock, especially for the first 48 hours.
When we were in the hospital, we were immediately told what Hannah would not do and the challenges that were set in front of us. And it was a little overwhelming to think that, because you have all these ideas and thoughts of what's going to happen. And then you began to set a new journey of what's going to happen.
Once we all got past that, she's been more a blessing for us than we've ever been for her.
My name's Paige Cooper, I'm a senior.
My name's Hannah, now in grade 2.
Getting to work with Hannah has been amazing. She is really just the light of my day, and just her smile puts me in such a great mood.
So I first learned about the special ed program, the RAMS program here, because of the relationship we've had over the years with Mr. Garrow.
And we've always wanted a Catholic education for our children. Unfortunately, in the city of Portland, there was really no Catholic education for kids with special needs.
So the RAMS program is a program designed to allow students with intellectual and developmental disabilities to join the Central Catholic community and have a full inclusion experience in a Catholic college prep high school. The genesis and the idea of this program came from my personal experiences. I'm a parent of a young lady who has intellectual and developmental disabilities herself. Her name's Molly. And so when I came to Central Catholic, I knew that comprehensive high schools existed. I knew that it was possible to educate students across the continuum. It's been done in other schools for years. Why not here?
The RAMS program is so much more than I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be a great community and it was going to provide that basis in faith for Hannah. I wasn't sure how the academics were going to go, if I'm being really honest. But I have been blown away by Mary Wilson and the team and how committed they are to helping Hannah really maximize her potential as a student.
I think the overall goal when you're educating any student, a typical student and a student with disabilities, is to kind of teach to the whole child. And so I think Central really does benefit from this program because we're not only welcoming students with disabilities and challenging them to be their best, we're also challenging the rest of our student body to be their best.
And the way that we've created it that's different from other schools is we have a peer who is willing to engage with the student versus an adult who would, for example, be an education assistant.
Being a peer mentor has taught me patience, it has taught me kindness and love. It has made me just more aware of the people around me and how to care for them.
She's very kind, she's very sweet, she's hilarious, she's helpful, she's always there for me.
That's one of the things I'm quite impressed with about the whole RAM program is that freshman, sophomore year, they're really working on how you work with peers here in the building, but their long-term goal, junior and senior year, gives them then a skill set that they can use going out after they graduate here in high school.
So it's super critical, especially at the high school level, to start teaching students with disabilities, especially intellectual disabilities, some form of job skill. So we had the idea to start a coffee cart. We named it Ram Roast, and it was all student driven and led. Our peer mentors also help out with it as well. And so our teachers order and purchase coffee from them, and so watching them go on deliveries confidently and going into the classrooms, handing off their stuff and making that exchange and watching that life skill happen, but also seeing the rest of the class welcome them in and get excited about seeing their favorite RAM student deliver is pretty cool to see too.
Changes that I've noticed in the student body since we've taken on the RAMS program is just the incredible capacity of young people to be accepting and kind. I think that our students have a greater level of patience for each other, a greater sense of what kindness really means. And I think our RAMS kids are really an example of courage to them.
No matter who you are, it's best to show your true self to people, and Nate has really taught me that. From being friends with him, I've really learned to kind of take some masks off that I would have had, because he is just his true self all the time, and it's a really great example of how you should be in the world and just how to live your best day and show your true emotions to people.
So to see high school students take on the role of almost a teacher and a nurturer and a caretaker is also benefiting their skill set. And it's super cool at the end of the year to hear some of the peer mentors talk about how they want to go into special education, and they want to help with advocacy, and they want to get more of their peers involved, and they want to truly make this a welcoming place for all. Is so inspiring.
It's what a Catholic high school should be, and it's what a school for my kid with special needs really should be.